of the show for today. We're talking to Mr. LGreenlee and Mr. Big Fellow Willie Sims about youth violence and economic well-being. And one of the things, Mr. Greenlee, that we wanted to sort of follow up was this whole idea of economic self-help that you introduced before we had our first commercial break. Let's talk about that.
Well, think about this. How can we talk about giving people jobs, and especially if you look in the inner city where there's all these issues of crime, but even in their own community, there's not even an opportunity to get a job. You take one felon, you destroy his life for the rest of his life, and at the same time, even me as being a black man doesn't own enough in my own community to employ him. We got to deal with this. You know, we got to get back to wanting to buy our own, listen, our own community. Not saying we're supposed to own everything in our community, but shouldn't we own at least majority of whatever in our community? Why should we ever have to go over here to buy from this person, that person? Well, let me say the prime example of it. We own all the beauty shops and the barber shops, but we buy hair.
All right.
I don't have to say it anymore.
Okay.
It doesn't even make sense for us to have all of this and we buy hair from another person who has no interest in putting that money in the same community which we own all the beauty shops and the barber shops. We have to get serious, get down and quit begging, and let's put something together that'll work for not just us as African Americans, but it ends up helping the whole United States of America. Because if I'm helping myself, then I'm not begging for the government's money, trillions and trillions of dollars. Now I'm adding billions and billions to it. That's, I mean, how hard could that be for a man to see? So what happens is we won't stand up and start to developing to sacrifice for the next 30 years. So we want all our stuff right now. We want to have all our big cars, and all our big, we want it like microwave right now. But we have to stop and realize now, let's put our resources back for our future. Let's quit spending all of our monies, and I'm talking about not having no savings in the next 5 or 10 years anyway. Why don't we cut back? Start back to buying our community back. You know, we ain't trying to say we're trying to kick nobody out of the community, but we're saying is, don't our kids need jobs too? Don't we need a job? Yes, because look at the unemployment rate and look at the violence. If you tell me that everybody that does violence does it because that's what he want to do, that's not fair. Some men have to, you've caught people in stores now stealing Pampers and stuff for the kids. Now, you're not a thief if you go in there stealing some Pampers to put on your kids' clothes. Now, come on, that's not a thief. That's a man who's in desperate need, or a woman in desperate need of something that has to be done, and they don't have the resources nor the money to do it. That's where we at.
Mr. Sims, what would you say in reference to some of this?
Man, just add on to what Lonnie's saying. I think it parallels kind of what goes on in the world as a whole. So you got all the self-help books and all that, and right now you got the holistic medicine. I like what we talking about because it's a holistic approach to fixing the problem. Even though, you know, we're not really we don't like to fix problems overall. Doctors don't really fix it. They just help you kind of, you know, help you patch it up, make you feel better about it. But I think we need to actually fix it. We start fixing something, we'll have a problem in the end. And it's a long, slow process, but we need a holistic approach. We need to do the stuff that's gonna hurt, as well as the stuff that's gonna help, the stuff you don't like, as well as the stuff you do like. It all kind of go together. And that's where we're missing the kids at. We're missing the kids because nobody's giving them anything real. Nobody tell us, they don't tell us nothing real. They tell us, it's like school. They teach us stuff. Who gonna have you don't use Shakespeare in real life unless you go on to do something else. They don't teach us how to live. They don't teach us how to balance a checkbook, how to get a debit card, you know, how to take care of a family, you know. They don't teach us that stuff that just happens to us, and then we gotta react to it. And it's hard as a kid reacting to some grown man worldly problems, you know. It's hard as a grown man reacting to grown man worldly problems.
You know, one of the